So I wanted to give you a bit of a behind the scenes on one of the newest props that we had for this year. We've been using what a lot of people refer to as a mega tree, and it started out as a simple four strands that were split in half, about 7 to 8 feet, and from there it kind of grew. So it went into about 15 feet with about 15 strands that we had available, and it looked great. People loved it, I enjoyed it, but something that I was never quite happy with was the setup and the overall durability of the tree. So I decided for 2018 I would completely redo the frame. And while I was thinking about that, I thought, mega trees have become really popular recently. What if we did something entirely different? Now, we've been using video in our shows for a while. I thought it might be kind of cool to have another display. Something I enjoy having is when people come by, there are many things happening all at once, so you don't always get to see everything the first time you visit. So with that in mind, I decided to create a pixel matrix tree. Now I wanted this to be durable, so I ended up connecting with a local metal fabricator and gave him the ideas of what I wanted to do. And what came back was a 13-foot tall by 8-foot wide tree that also folded in half. Now the folding allows me to, of course, get this monstrosity stored in my garage during the off season, but it also allows me to give it a bit more stability as well as depth. From design to delivery of the frame, it was only a couple weeks. And once I received the frame, then it was on to part 2, getting everything else added. So I went online to one of my favorite Christmas light websites, Holidecoro, and picked up a couple things. The first item was their Pixnode net. Because I wanted to do video and some graphics, I went with their higher density 2-inch spacing on their Pixnode net. And once it arrived, I laid it out on my curved frame, did some cutting, zip tied a couple of portions together to fill out the inside of my tree. After a whole lot of counting, I went back to my favorite site, Holidecoro, and I picked up quite a few of their lay flat pixels to install into the net. A good friend of mine came over in November and helped me pop in what ended up being 1,775 pixels into all of the holes that we had in our net. It took us a little over a day to get everything installed, and it might have gone a little faster had somebody, unfortunately me, not installed one of the light strands backwards, as well as missed one of the holes and didn't realize it until we were about, a couple hundred lights ahead. Once we got the lights in, we secured it, guide wires, stakes, popped in all of the data cables, turned it on, and it worked perfectly. As you can see from the video, the effects looked great, colors were amazing on it, and as I was hoping, graphics and video even worked out. Here's an example of one of the graphic EQ effects that I used, and then later on, of course, I was able to do some video with our buddy Yoda right here, again having some video playing while the main projector is displaying on the garage door. I'm very happy with the way everything turned out. I thought it looked great. People loved it, kids loved it. Looking forward to doing some great new effects now that I have a better understanding of what looks good, what works, taking advantage of all that real estate I have that's now sitting to the right of our display. Teardown once the season was over was also really easy. So with the help of my buddy again, we pulled the frame down, we clipped off the zip ties, rolled up the entire net, and stored it away until next year. So I hope you enjoyed getting to kind of see some of the behind the scenes of what happens in creating the prop. Again, really happy the way it turned out. I hope if you were able to see it live that you enjoyed it as much as we did building it and having fun with it. I'm looking forward to using it again next year with some new surprises. If you'd like to know more about the software I use, the setup, creating the props, or anything like that, let me know. I would be more than happy to answer any of those questions that you may have about the tree or anything else that perhaps you saw this year.